Well, I think, there's an old-fashioned idea of a dad that we still get fed, I guess, to an extent by kind of popular culture, of them being a kind of a fusty, sort of slightly taciturn, emotionally remote character, but who's very dependable and responsible and comes home every night from his job and puts dinner on the table. And no one of my generation wants to be that kind of a father, a sort of a boring father. As a new young dad, especially if you didn't grow up with your father in the house, which I didn't, and a lot of kind of other people of my generation came from similar broken homes, you kind of think, where's my role model? I don't want to be like one of those old-fashioned dads like my granddad, who comes home smoking a pipe and wears a trilby hat, and hardly ever says anything, just sits there reading the paper in the corner of the room. I don't want to be like an idiot dad like we see on TV these days, like Homer Simpson. I don't want to be an absentee father like my father was. And I don't want to be one of these so-called lad dads who thinks, oh, it's all right, you can be a dad, but you can still go out and get out of it, every second night. Because ultimately, although it's right that you should carry on, having a fun life and not just become a boring idiot overnight, you do ultimately find that the level of hedonism that you might have maintained throughout your teens and 20s is just simply no longer physically viable once you've got to be up at 6 o'clock every morning. And, I mean, personally, I don't drink, but when I used to, there was like a time when you'd kind of wake up in the morning and you'd think you were being a good dad, but your child would be saying, can we go to swings and slides? You'd be going, Daddy's a bit tired. But the truth was, it would be, Daddy's slightly hungover. Basically, you don't want to be the lad dad, you don't want to be an old-fashioned dad, you certainly don't want to be an idiot dad or an absentee father. So it is difficult finding some kind of role model or fatherly template for you to kind of conform to. So you're kind of just working it out as you go along. You have to piece together bits of all these different types of fatherhood and find your own way, which is, quite difficult. But I guess the thing to bear in mind for a new father is that everyone feels that way. No one really feels that there's an ideal, fatherly template to follow.